She was called a prostitute, a monster, and the most dangerous woman Byzantium had ever seen. But was Empress Theodora truly depraved, the victim of history's dirty smear campaign? What you are about to hear will leave you breathless. Tighten up your seatbelt, because we are about to take you on a ride. Welcome to Forgotten Historians. Don't forget to subscribe to Forgotten Historians, like, share, and leave a comment in the comment section. Our story begins not with Theodora herself, but with a man named Procopius, court historian to Emperor Justinian. By day, Procopius wrote glowing accounts of Justinian's reign. But by night, in a secret manuscript, he unleashed venom. This book, later called The Secret History, accused Theodora of the most degrading, horrifying acts imaginable: lewd performances, shameless promiscuity, even unnatural practices too scandalous to repeat. To Procopius, she wasn't an empress, she was a demon in human skin. But here's the question: was Procopius telling the truth? Or was he a bitter man, horrified that a woman of humble birth dared to seize the empire's highest seat of power? Long before the crown, Theodora's world was anything but royal. She was born around 500 AD, the daughter of a bear keeper at Constantinople's Hippodrome, the massive arena where chariots thundered and crowds roared. When her father died, poverty struck hard. Theodora's mother pushed her daughters into acting. But acting in Byzantium was no glamorous art. Actresses were performers, dancers, and often courtesans. To survive meant entertaining crowds in body plays where lewd humor blurred into something darker. It was here that Theodora first gained her reputation. Procopius sneered that she performed acts so scandalous they shocked even the rowdy masses of Constantinople. Whether true or not, those rumors would cling to her for the rest of her life. But Theodora was more than a performer. She was clever, ambitious, and fiercely determined. While others saw the stage as a prison, she treated it as a stepping stone. Enter Justinian, heir to the imperial throne. He noticed Theodora not just her beauty, but her sharp wit and confidence. Against all odds, the future emperor fell deeply in love with a woman the aristocracy dismissed as tainted. The romance was scandalous. By Byzantine law, a man of Justinian's rank couldn't marry an actress. But Justinian was not a man to be bound by tradition. He changed the law itself, lifting the ban and making Theodora his wife. When Justinian became emperor in 527, Theodora was crowned beside him, not as a consort in the shadows, but as co-ruler. The crowd erupted in both awe and outrage. For the nobles, this was unthinkable. A woman of the stage now sat on the throne of Byzantium. Enemies whispered. Procopius sharpened his quill. And the rumors of horrifying sexual practices grew louder, meant to tarnish her reign. But Theodora was only getting started. In 532, Theodora faced her greatest test. Constantinople exploded into chaos during the Nika Revolt, when factions of the Hippodrome turned on Justinian. Rioters set the city ablaze. Over 30,000 rebels filled the streets. Inside the palace, panic spread. Justinian considered fleeing, but Theodora refused. In one of history's most legendary speeches, she declared, "Those who have worn the crown should never survive its loss." And for me, I welcome the ancient saying, "Purple is a fine burial shroud." Her words cut like steel. She shamed the emperor into standing firm. Together, they unleashed loyal troops, crushing the revolt in a bloodbath that left tens of thousands dead. From that day forward, Theodora was feared not just as an empress, but as the iron will behind the throne. The woman once mocked as an actress was now the empire's most dangerous weapon. Yet Theodora was more than ruthless. She was a reformer. She championed laws to protect women in a world that gave them none. She outlawed forced prostitution, bought the freedom of exploited girls, and built safe houses where they could start new lives. She expanded protections against rape, making it punishable even against slaves, something unheard of at the time. She gave women more rights in divorce, property, and custody battles. The irony is breathtaking. The woman Procopius painted as depraved became one of the fiercest defenders of women in Byzantine history. For thousands, she was not a monster, but a savior. So, which Theodora was real? The scandalous courtesan who performed shocking acts for coins? Or the brilliant empress who reshaped an empire with courage and compassion? The truth is likely somewhere between myth and memory. But what's undeniable is this: Theodora refused to be defined by her past. And perhaps that's why her enemies wrote the cruelest stories, because a woman who rises from nothing to rule an empire is the most dangerous story of all. Theodora's life wasn't just scandal, it was survival. From the grim theaters of Constantinople to the throne of Byzantium, she proved that power can rise from the unlikeliest of places. History tried to bury her with shame, but her legacy endures. And here's the lesson: sometimes the dirtiest rumors tell us less about their target and more about the fear she inspired. If you enjoyed this story, there are countless more forgotten voices waiting to be heard. Subscribe to Forgotten Historians, where we uncover the rulers, warriors, and legends that textbooks leave behind. Don't just learn history, experience it.